All right, guys, it's time to discuss what I'm buying this month. And of course, there are some massive names on this list and a new name that I've added as well this time around. So I'll give you those stocks today specifically and the why behind each one of those picks, why I love the stocks and all that good stuff. Just make sure you like the video if you like getting the truth off the hype, because that is exactly what you're going to get today, guys. You're not going to see a lot of hypey stocks here on this list because that's not what I want to buy. I want to buy when they're beaten down and low and at a very, very good discount. That's how you find your Palantirs in the 6s and your SoFi in the 4s and your Metas in the 80s and your Google in the 80s and a whole host of stocks like that bought at really, really low price. Heck, you could have had SoFi this year at $9 if you did that. Google at $150 if you can believe that earlier this year. Heck, we're on a quick double up on that. I didn't even realize that until somebody in my group actually posted it and said something about it like, hey, look, we're already up almost 100% on that stock in just a few months. And if you want to work directly with me and see all of my buys across all my portfolios in real time, like those buys, and you're ready to learn valuation, learn what to do in this market if it continues to correct, if it goes up, whatever the case is, the Black Friday sale is live and it ends this weekend. To join my group, it's the pinned comment down there, and we'll talk more about it at the end of this video, but check that out for those of you guys that are interested. Now remember, these are just the stocks that I'm specifically targeting right now. They are on the biggest discount based on my valuation, which is the most important thing that you can do in investing, is learn how to do a valuation and then understand and set those price targets so that way you know when to buy. Sure, there are plenty of other great stocks that I want to buy, but they're not on a discount right now. And I love cheap discounted shares, and I'm patient and I'm willing to wait for it. So for me, they are the best deals right now for me, my plan, my portfolio, and the stocks that I want to buy. Sure, there's stocks I want to buy. They had impressive, beyond impressive earnings, but they didn't make the list because of that valuation. And obviously your list is going to look a little bit different than mine does. Obviously, you guys have different expertise. You want to add different stocks to your portfolios, different risk profiles, all that sort of stuff. So this is just my list. Obviously, post your list down below if you have one there, so that way we can kind of see what you guys are all looking out there to buy and what you're looking at, what you think is at a really great price right now. So first up is PayPal. Guys, it's basically the inverse market right now. I don't know, we've kind of been making jokes there in the group that, well, one, it's PayPal. It's been PayPal for a long time. But two, hey, on deep red days, there's PayPal. Green as could be, up 3, 4, 5%. All of a sudden the whole market flips green and everything's red and everything's green, and going up. And there's PayPal, the only red stock that we all own there. So I'm not going to add a lot there. I have plenty. You guys know the spiel on PayPal. They continue to have great earnings. That valuation continues to get cheaper and cheaper. We're approaching single digits now. In regards to valuation on this one, that's basically pricing it for bankruptcy. It's not a bankrupt company at all. You're seeing the financials and the fundamentals improve underneath, which is the most important part. But to definitely say it's been disappointing so far, yeah, it has. Do I have it on the list? Well, I might pick up a few shares here and there. It's not going to be a lot, though. It's definitely one that I have more than full position on. And yeah, sometimes I just need to push capital out there. Maybe I'll push a little bit at that way, but that's pretty much the only reason why it's on the list at that stage. Again, I'm actively watching the earnings. I've loved everything that I've seen in the earnings, but obviously we're not getting the same stock price appreciation. So it continues to kind of be disappointing as well. Definitely PayPal for sure right now. So next up is Amazon. This company is just unbelievable. I don't think people see, or maybe Wall Street's just too short-sighted, to see the opportunities that are coming very, very quickly. Their advertising continues to scale. They were in a lot of different, they have their tentacles basically in a lot of different businesses that are just now starting to pick up steam, from grocery delivery to now they're getting into satellite internet. There are so many different opportunities. Heck, they're even, building a lot of things off their own chips and things of that nature. It's just a matter of time until that maybe branches out into secondary businesses. The retail business continues to be strong. There's nothing about Amazon that I'm worried about. Their CapEx spend, yes, is big, but yet it seems to pay off dividends every single time. And we're seeing margin expansion, more importantly, in Amazon. And we're also seeing them continue to push into newer and newer areas. They're basically not taking their foot off the pedal at all. And for whatever reason, Wall Street wants to keep it down at one of the lowest valuations ever. I think we just bought some the other day at 210, 215, somewhere right up in there, 214, whatever the number was. But to me, I'm going to continue to buy this stock as long as they want to keep it beaten down. This, although I don't know if we'll get the same run that we got, but this very, very much reminds me of Google, where you guys were blasting me. Why is Google always on this list? It's not going anywhere. It hasn't done anything for 6 months or 8 months or whatever the case was. May even been closer to a year where it basically traded flat. And I was like, I don't know. It's a great company. Look at the valuation. It's just gotten cheaper and cheaper and cheaper every single quarter, despite it already being low to begin with. And then bang, here we are on a double up there with Google. Now, I'm not saying Amazon's going to double up, but getting a nice run in Amazon wouldn't surprise me at all if it continues to stay beaten down like it is, because it's only going to stay beaten down so long before Wall Street gets behind it. So for me, it's easy money, whether it's now, whether it's 3 years from now in regards to Amazon. So I'm going to continue to buy that stock. The next stock is Meta. Hey, it just kind of tends to be all Meta's in favor, then they're out of favor. It tends to swing a little bit wilder than the rest of the Mag 7. Tesla excluded from that, of course, but that's the ultimate up and down stock. But nonetheless, Meta is in one of those downtrends right now, and it seems like it happens once a year, probably, at least once every other year. I mean, we were buying it last year in the 450 range. If you can believe that number for Meta, then it ran all the way up to almost 800. Now we're coming back down, almost under 600 or right around 600 or so. But again, it's a great business that just simply prints so much profit that he can light money on fire, light billions, by the way, on fire. And they're just fine as a business. And they're just now starting to monetize WhatsApp. They're just now pulling other monetization levers that they have out there. And so for me, it's just definitely anytime it gets undervalued, I just simply buy it. It is some of the easiest money I've ever made in the stock market. It's basically just buying the big dips on Meta, which it seems like Wall Street just likes to give us big dips in the stock. So, hey, it's one. It happens to be in one of those time frames where we're right in that dip area, for at least for me, in regards to my plan and how I want to add bonus shares to my position. So I'm going to buy it. If it hits it, I got no complaints there with Meta at all. So on to the last stock here, and it's one that we haven't seen for a while, but it is getting juicy, and we'll see what happens here over the next couple of weeks, but it's possible that it falls into my buy range, so I wanted to include it on this list so that way you guys had it ahead of time, and that would be SoFi. You guys know I love the company. I've been bullish on it since I watched the turnaround from student loan processor into the current iteration of fintech that it was back in, basically 2021, one way, all the way through 2022, turn that business around right there. We've been scooping up shares since the $4 range. You got opportunities in the $9 range this year. I don't think we'll see that number again. It's possible, not likely, to be very, very clear. I don't think we get back down there again. I mean, although I wouldn't complain. I'm telling you guys right now, I would not be panicking like everybody else did in April about how Noda's the worst CEO ever and all this other trash that was out there. That was among the bulls, by the way. That wasn't among the bears. That was the bulls. Even some other bulls who weren't going to that extreme were still kind of like, oh, I don't know. It just seems like SoFi's not really innovating. They're not really doing a whole lot. I saw the exact opposite. I saw execution, execution, execution. And sure, we weren't getting the commensurate stock price. Sure, Robinhood and others in the fintech space were popping off and running up while Palantir was going the exact opposite direction. That's called opportunity to a long-term buy and hold investor who understands what they own. That's the exact situation I want to be in, is a great performance underneath, great earnings, great everything clicking on all cylinders, management hitting their targets and beating their targets routinely, consistently, and the stock price goes down. That's exactly what you want. If we happen to get that scenario again, I will absolutely love it. You can make a case we're at fair value right now, maybe a little bit rich. Obviously, when we get guidance next quarter, that right there is going to be key. You can definitely make a huge judgment in regards to fair value or not. I tend to be a little bit more conservative in my fair values, but it's getting down to that point to where it's going to go undervalued, even based upon my conservative metrics here. We're approaching that, not quite there yet. But when we get there, I will absolutely be buying a ton of shares of SoFi. And if you want to see exactly what that price target is, see my complete watch list with price targets, see all my buy and sell alerts are real time, make sure you take advantage of the Black Friday sale that ends this weekend, guys. Remember, the price is going up in the new year there. It's going to go up. It's never going to be as cheap as it is right now again. So make sure you check out the pinned comment down there if you want access to 5 free courses, free coaching, be a part of the best 6, 7, and 8-figure Discord out there. We got, live Q&As with me every single week. Obviously, I put out 3 to 5 videos every single week over there that don't come out here on YouTube. There's so much content, so much involved, guys. Check out the pinned comment, see if a membership's right for you. And click this video here if you want to see exactly what I'm buying in this market. And click here to see my exact plan for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.